Hello, I'm Eileen, and today we're diving into the Snow White drama. But let's be honest, this situation is far from a fairy tale. Here's the thing. When Halle Bailey took on the role of Ariel in The Little Mermaid, she faced her fair share of criticism. But you know what? She handled it like a pro, gracefully deflecting negativity and emphasizing the importance of representation. Her portrayal won over many fans, and her approach showed class and confidence. Now let's contrast that with RachelZegler. Instead of rallying support, Zegler's remarks about the original Snow White being outdated have made her a lightning rod for criticism. And let's be real, those comments have done more harm than good. Instead of promoting the movie, she's sparked outrage, overshadowing the film itself. Even South Park has taken a jab at the Snow White controversy, perfectly capturing the frustration fans feel. Disney's obsession with pandering and replacing beloved characters is rubbing people the wrong way, and Zegler's attitude isn't helping. Fans are annoyed, and it's clear why. When classics are tampered with for the sake of being modern, it alienates the audience instead of inspiring them.
It's because of Kathleen Kennedy. Because Kathleen Kennedy's just like, fucking make it modern. And everyone in town is like, no, please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything. But Kathleen Kennedy is all like, put another gay diverse woman in it, make it more fucking lame. And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, what's going on with that stuff?
Because what have I told you about being more mature? I can assure you Kathleen Kennedy is not under your bed.
Right fucking Kathleen Kennedy, right fucking there.
You, come here.
No, 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 no.
Many fans feel downright betrayed, like their beloved classics are being swapped out for something fake and shallow. It's like Disney's trying to rewrite the magic and failing miserably. Meanwhile, South Park didn't hold back in roasting Disney's woke strategy, but here's the twist. Disney's response has been eerily quiet. No rebuttal, no defense, just radio silence. Fans are left wondering if this lack of reaction is a calculated move, or if Disney's just hoping the storm will blow over. Now let's talk about RachelZegler. While some people appreciated her honesty, many felt her remarks about the original Snow White were downright disrespectful. Compare that to Halle Bailey's approach in The Little Mermaid. Sure, Bailey faced backlash too, but her positivity and genuine love for the role won over many doubters. Zegler? Not so much. Her comments only added fuel to the fire, leaving fans feeling alienated instead of inspired.
About the original, but it's exciting and it's a twist on kind of Ariel's strength and powerfulness, and she's just so strong in this film, and I'm just so grateful to play. I wanted to let everyone know, and all the girls and boys in the world who want to play princesses one day, that you are beautiful and you deserve to be everything. A princess, a prince, whatever you want.
I get stopped for photos every time I'm online for the Snow White ride, and it is I have to pretend like, oh, crazy that we're in front of this.
Wait, how?
It's like I'm standing there waiting for the photo op, being like,
Well, you kind of are, you know?
no, I guess
Like
so.
in Harrison Ford. Is that your favorite ride? I mean, that's a weird thing that you are Snow White now.
I mean, it's one of the original. I'm a really big Disney fan. I grew up at the Disney parks. My parents took me every
Oh,
summer.
you did?
Yeah, so it's like, it's part of my upbringing. It's my favorite thing. So it's just one of those things that
Yeah,
comes with it.
don't let, if you love it, don't let them scare you.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. I'm a narcissist. I watched it for the first time in probably 16, 17 years when I was doing this film.
But here's the kicker. According to insiders, Disney is paying attention. Behind closed doors, there's growing concern. The days of audiences just accepting whatever Disney dishes out are over. People are demanding real, well-written stories, and they're not afraid to speak up when things don't hit the mark. The Snow White backlash, paired with South Park's Savage. Critique is just the tip of the iceberg. It's shining a spotlight on a larger Hollywood issue, the clash between progressive storytelling and traditional narratives. Fans want diversity, sure, but they're not asking for it at the cost of authenticity. It's about balance, respect for the original stories, and not forcing change just for the sake of being woke.
Well, Gerald, I don't know if you can just talk to your son, but can we just admit this whole woke thing isn't working?
Woke thing?
I mean, it's been great in so many ways, but now it's like every movie and every TV show, it's like you can see through it now. Audiences want to be entertained. They don't want to be preached at. And if you're just doing shows and movies that have an agenda, it's just going to keep failing.
Randy, what?
Studios are feeling the heat. The pressure is on to get it right, especially with beloved characters being altered or removed in the process. Disney, and Hollywood in general, needs to find that sweet spot, embracing fresh, new ideas while still honoring the classics. And South Park is making sure to remind everyone that true representation isn't just about ticking off diversity boxes. It's about authenticity and respect, no matter which side of the debate you're on. The stakes are sky high, and Disney's next move is critical. They've got a chance to nail it or risk alienating their core fans for good. And make no mistake, fans are watching, and they're ready to make their voices heard.
Something is wrong with the universe. Our stocks are down, and every Disney movie this year has failed.
We don't understand it, sir. We keep making the same movie over and over and pandering to everyone, but suddenly it's not working.
Then we've got to pander harder.
Look, I don't want to have to say it, but I think the problem is Kathleen Kennedy.
In its latest episode, South Park is back and firing shots at Disney. The show wastes no time poking fun at Disney's obsession with changing the races and genders of its characters, turning what's supposed to be woke into a full-blown joke. It doesn't stop there. South Park also takes aim at Disney's reworking of classic films like Snow White, claiming they're doing it under the guise of diversity, but all it really does is leave viewers scratching their heads. The big question now is whether Disney is genuinely embracing change or just ticking off boxes. And guess who's asking it? That's right, South Park, keeping Hollywood's feet to the fire and forcing the conversation into the spotlight.
They did not hold back.
Now, tell me exactly what it is you're afraid of.
I keep having the same dream. Everywhere I look, people are being replaced.
Okay, and who do you think is going to have you replaced?
Them. The puppet masters. The last time I had the dream, I was walking down the school hallway. And then I see Butters, and he's like, "Hey, Eric, you want to see what my mom packed me for lunch?" And that's when I start to notice something's wrong. Everyone I cared about has been systematically replaced. And finally, I want to scream, and I'm like, why are they replacing every single character with someone who is diverse? But then Kennedy's like, it's not our fault, it's because of Kathleen Kennedy. But then Kathleen Kennedy says like, fuck it, make it more. And everyone in town is like, no, please, Kathleen Kennedy, stop ruining everything. But Kathleen Kennedy is all like, put another gay diverse woman in and make it more fucking lame. And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down. And then Bob Iger is all like, yeah, what's going on with my stocks? No, Kathleen Kennedy. Ah!
This time, South Park didn't hold back one bit in their latest episode, blasting Disney's so-called woke culture with a powerful lesson. Diversity without originality is a recipe for disaster. And the timing? Perfect. The 1937 Snow White remake starring RachelZegler has already stirred up controversy, thanks to Zegler's bold comments. She called the prince stalker-ish and the romance weird, promising that the new version would focus on Snow White's independence instead of a love story. But fans weren't buying it, and South Park didn't miss the chance to call it out. Enter the panderverse, with Eric Cartman leading the charge, and the message is loud and clear. In this South Park episode, Cartman has a nightmare, where his beloved characters are swapped out for diverse women who can't stop ranting about the patriarchy. He wakes up in a panic, shouting, "They're taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy." It's South Park's way of making it clear. This isn't progress, it's pandering, and the punches keep coming. The show takes a direct swipe at Disney's financial struggles, with Cartman cracking, and the Disney stock just keeps going down and down. Ouch, that one stings more than a quarterly report from Bob Iger himself, but they don't. Stop there. South Park also mocks Kathleen Kennedy's role at Lucasfilm, throwing shade at Disney's habit of rehashing old stories with surface-level changes. Kennedy's character keeps repeating, "Put a chick in it and make her lame and gay," It's a savage critique, but one that perfectly mirrors the frustration many fans feel about Disney's recent storytelling approach. Even Miles Morales gets caught in the crossfire, as no character is safe from this brutal satire.
You know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her. Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So no prince or a different kind of prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie, Andrew Burnap, great dude. It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut, who knows?
Accused of hating diverse characters, South Park fires back with a sharp response. No, Miles Morales is sweet. That's a whole constructed thing with its own character and narrative. The message? Diversity is great, but lazy storytelling? Not so much. The episode doesn't hold back, also taking shots at Disney's recent flops like Indiana, Jones and the Dial of Destiny. While some fans appreciated the diversity in The Little Mermaid, South Park points out how Disney's attempts often come across as forced, leaving fans feeling more frustrated than fulfilled. It's not about slapping diversity on a story. It's about telling good stories. And the episode didn't just land with fans, it hit hard across the board. Even Elon Musk jumped in with laughing emojis, calling the timing perfect. Former Mandalorian star Gina Carano joined the fun, mocking Disney's reaction to criticism. Disney's live-action Snow White remake? It's now the latest battleground in the ongoing war over Hollywood's woke agenda.
Eric, it's okay. It's okay.
I had a dream that I was replaced by a diverse woman.
Oh, not again.
Yeah, only this time, it wasn't just me. They were taking all my favorite people and replacing them with diverse women complaining about the patriarchy. Will you check under the bed and make sure there's no Disney executives under there?
I promise there's not.
I'm scared, Mom. Will you please just look and make sure Kathy...
Once, a beloved fairy tale. Snow White is now at the heart of controversy. All thanks to Disney's attempt to modernize the story. The trouble started when RachelZegler, who stars as Snow White, brushed off the original 1937 film, calling it outdated and claiming the romance in the story revolves around a guy who literally stalks her. Weird, right? Zegler promised that the new version would focus on Snow White's leadership and independence, but fans didn't hold back, flooding social media to call out Disney for fixing something that wasn't broken. Many accused the studio of pushing a progressive agenda at the expense of good storytelling. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Disney's live-action remakes have stirred up backlash. Remember The Little Mermaid?